Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game Won the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. He is the allied player and I choose Japan. Scenario 1, game version 26B, or standard stock, no modifications. 26th of April 42, so every day now is in favor for the allies, more or less. And let's see if there's some action at Source of Perth, if my Hunter Cruiser group can catch this enemy cargos. I make reaction, I encounter, and yeah, I find something. And it's not heavily escorted. If this is now good or bad is the other discussion, but first there is one escort destroyer. And because I think I make a surprise, I can first run a lot of torpedoes. But 11,000 yards is still far away. And all of my torpedoes are unluckily missing. I keep this now running because we don't have too many navy engagements, and here is at least an enemy escort destroyer, or a destroyer to escort this cargo ship, so there is a potential threat. If it's only cargo ship, I would skip it. So let's see how the Paladin can protect his convoy. Sinking or damaging here these cargo ships is of course at the end the number one priority, because this is I want to sink tonnage. But yeah, it's always a question what you do first. You try to sink all the cargo ships, or you try to sink first the escorts, and then maybe the cargo ships slip away, or you have too less ammunition left. Yeah. The only threat I see here is that the Paladin will have a torpedo hit on my ships. That would be typical in this kind of situation. And because this is a night engagement, but we are at 2,000 yards, so even heavy machine guns can now hit this ship. So far I was not able to find the mark. Or the shells are missing, or the torpedoes are missing, at least the Paladin can escape. The cargo ships are other topic. These are also slow cargo ships. In this kind of range I think there's no chance they survive. But the Paladin is also not much better. Okay, here's the first hit, a 4-inch. And this was a critical hit, destroy one of my main batteries, the 4-inch double twin tower. So normally these are all Japanese fleet destroyers. I always organize my fleets like first class, second class destroyers. So these destroyers all have this typical 3 dual turrets, 5-inch. At least in 42, later in 43 they will kick out one turret and get more anti-aircraft equipment. In reality this makes maybe sense. In this game I would say this is not so good, because the 5-inch batteries for this kind of destroyers have anti-aircraft equipment, so you will not really get more anti-aircraft power. It's only that you change long-range anti-aircraft for short-range anti-aircraft. And you lose a lot of surface firepower. But yeah, you get also radar, so you take the radar and give away your main batteries. The 25mm, so the standard Japanese short-range flag is now finding the mark. Not much damage, but no, at least something. And heavy machine guns. Yeah. This cargo ship is for sure dead. So many hits in this short time. But still no hit on Paladin. Okay, out of 2000 yards you normally must score hits with the torpedoes. And this was the first hit on Paladin, but it's only 25mm, so yeah. This will not have too much damage. Maybe one system damage. Heavy machine guns are also, yeah, I would guess one system damage. Destroyers have no kind of armor, so there will be some damage, but it's a low end. But this here is more important. This was the first heavy hit, and I also destroy the 4-inch battery, and immediately the second heavy hit. But both I think surface. What is much more powerful or important is normally belt penetration, because this will always slow down the ship, and if ship is slowed down, it's more easy to hit again. So, and the 4-inch hit on my heavy cruisers is nothing. Maybe one system damage. Yeah. So Mugami's second or heavy flag is now also finding some hits or scoring some hits. Torpedo hits, finish off these cargo ships, yeah. So far as Paladin is not slowed down, so it's still hard to hit the destroyer. No hit. And still no hit. But I think this is the end. That was a hit in the engines, so Paladin had now a torpedo hit. This alone will normally sink the destroyer if you give wait long enough. But because there was also an engine hit, the ship is now dead in the water, and now I can easily finish them off. So I think this is the end of the important point. Now the rest can die. So there was one 4-inch shell hit on my heavy cruiser, and another one on the destroyer. The destroyer lost the main battery, but the enemy task force is wiped out. But this is a supply task force, so there's no troops on board, nothing else, so only maybe a lot of supplies. But the ships looks always small, so I would also not ask for too much. But it was a success. And there's other task force. This time's only cargo ships, but these are bigger cargo ships, so but no escort. But my torpedo attack failed again. But this is a 20,000 yard torpedo attack. Maximum range is 22, I think. So even score a hit out of this distance is crazy. Why you try to attack out of this distance, don't ask me. But these cargo ships are all dead anyway. So again, cargo ships. These are better cargo ships, but no troops on board. Maybe there are some aircraft on board. I don't know. But and behind this one cargo ship, there's a second cargo fleet. But also no escort, so nothing can really shoot back. It's a how you call this, slaughter? Maybe. But if these are all nothing super special, these are really only cargo ships, and two of the task forces was so cargo ships. Only the second group was bigger and I think more important. These are all ships the Allies build every day, 2 or 3, and there are no troops on board. So again, supplies, nothing more. Some supplies, maybe combat aircraft, but I don't know. Sinking this amount of cargo ships on a daily base would be, of course, great. Once per week would also be good, but once per month, I think, I don't know if the impact is too great. Sweeping, because I hope to find here the enemy capping. Xargun is exactly doing the same. He sweep me, but I don't cap myself, so we sweep each other, but we cannot find each other. West Australia, same situation, and airstrike against Penguin. Yesterday I think there was weather. Today is also weather, and I hit nothing. My Sally's trying to slow down the enemy retreat. Good. Oh, one hit. Fantastic. And the Hudson's attacking me. I know this happens, so I change all my troops to combat mode. Still, I have, because of clear terrain, casualties. More sweeps. And this is a heavy hitter. But because this is rough terrain, I maybe can hide. Yeah, still casualties. But for the amount of bombs dropping on me, I would say this is okay. Good. In my carriers, yesterday they don't want to attack this cargo ship, but today I can find it. And I score a hit, and this is only a cargo ship, so I can sink it, no problem. But I'm out of torpedoes, so I must be bombed. And more P-40s sweeping. Okay. Maybe there was a cargo ship left, I don't know, in this task force. I was not able to sink directly, and then sinking now. action more in the afternoon. Okay. Good. Ramos. A little remote on the other side of the mountain, so hard to walk there. I won't take it directly by landing. And the dot base. No one here. And the next battle for Wellington, maybe today. Fort is down, and yeah, finally, this is the end of the North Island New Zealand army. But the HQ is, or the overall command is still in the mountains fighting on. The ground troops are all already defeated. Slight casualties, all looks fine, that is good. But not more many left, 5,500. So the New Zealand army was already weak by this point. Sining, also a big battle today. Tactical victory because I can blow up the fort. But again, casualties on my side, but not really high on the Chinese side. Maybe this was more or less just so victory for me, or defeat. At the end I can simply wait 1 week and strike again. I have the supplies. The bombardments, everyday bombardments. Burning supplies, burning more supplies. I have here only no heavy artillery, so no, only the division artillery. Here's all my heavy or mountain guns are here. So I inflict a little more damage. And I try to achieve a victory here, but again this Chinese unit is trapped, cannot retreat, so it's fight to the end. But I guess tomorrow they will die. And here's HQ defeated. And finally destroyed. And the Scottish also fighting, number 5. So they're still retreating. So the Scottish are really good in retreating. But how many times they can still retreat? At some point they normally must give up. Good, Bendoing. This is only bombardment. And the Navy High Command, New Zealand High Command I mean, is still fighting. But more and more getting disabled. Yeah. And the mines still under Allied control. Maybe 2 more. Good, now Xargun won't go in with shock attack, but just barely in time my second Navy Guard unit arrived to stay side by side. And you can see now, this time he attacked with everything. Yesterday there was really only 20, so today he attacked with everything. But I get my second Navy Guard unit, this is a fresh unit in the woods, so I get double bonus, and this means attack failed. But because I have only Navy Guard units, this is nothing more than meat shield. But I can disable some vehicles. So Allied shock attack, he tried to get rid of his units. Sorry, nothing more. Here's the same, there was an enemy attacking me and he get rid of this unit, so it's broken and destroyed, and this will come back in a month. This is my B regiment attacking these 2 mobile infantries, and they're retreating again. But I think there's not more much left. You can see there's nothing here disabled, everything is now destroyed. So maybe they are empty, I don't know. Overall I would say this was one of the best days in not a long time, because I just finished the enemy cargo troop transport convoy at the West India coast, but it was still maybe a very successful day. And good boost for the morale of the Japanese. So I hope I can repeat this kind of success soon again. But I must also be, yeah. The attack, of course, had a morale impact on Xargun, and after this turn, he had a 1 day rest to get his morale up again. So air losses, I was hoping to see here something, but at the end, no. No airlight loss. So all these cargo ships was full of supplies and nothing else. I have a lot of ops losses, and I lost 2 pilots. Okay. But the amount of ships going down today was high. But also if I check this like points, you can see this are the good cargo ships, and there was this also still good cargo ships. I mean 11 or 12 I think this is 18,000 miles. This is 14,500 miles. Yeah. So these are all good ships, okay. But these 5-point ships I would say don't count. The Paladin was a good destroyer. So you see victory point 6. Not very powerful in surface engagement. They don't have the torpedo firepower. So this is more or less like an escort destroyer, I would call it. With radar and very good anti-submarine equipment, and also good anti-aircraft equipment, because this 4-inch guns really can kill a lot of aircraft. It's similar to the Japanese anti-aircraft destroyers, so only much lighter. Anyway, this was convoy hunting, convoy destroying turn, but not only one Paladin destroyer left. And here was also one local AMC was in building in Wellington, gets destroyed. Yeah, good. Fine. So firework action, but no meaningful victory for me again. China is still holding here. This is all cleaning up, small engagements. I think China is more or less now locked. I don't really need to push here. What I achieve is enough. I secured all the industry, all the infrastructure. I can now let the supplies, all fuel run automatically from Malaya to Korea, and from Korea back to Japan. So I don't must ship more so much. I have still to ship something, but not more so much. Cylon, no activity. My carriers detected here a submarine, but nothing else. So this is not helpful for me. Java is only bombardments, everywhere bombardments. Nothing else here to see. The Scottish are back in this base. So they are now all 4, yeah. So I have to take this city. I also have to take the the mines still. I still have no resources really to feed the industry of Perth. Now, after this defeat and the successful hunt, I see here nothing more in range of 8, so I guess this was all. I also would say, okay, now Xargun knows I'm here, so it makes no sense to stay here much longer. I have the fuel, but I don't have more really ammunition. You can see, if you have ships with low shells. And here was also this is the destroyer gets the hit in the main battery, so this one turret is destroyed. And I consume all my torpedoes. I have the main ammunition left, but not every ship is more well stocked. So I would say it's enough, better go back. And maybe in 1 week I can refit everything. Visas Australia is still small success. This recon motorized infantry is broken, cannot hold more, but maybe now they will escape because I have no advantage more. Or We will see who is faster. And the Allies attack failed. So this is now... so this Navy Guard unit just entered. There's no fort level for this one, but partly disabled. This one is more or less disabled, but together you can still see that together I have here roughly 60 AV. So, and the next turn I will have here this guy enter in combat mode. And after the turn, after this next regiment will arrive, or garrison. So, and then I can maybe try to attack. And if this is not working, then I must wait for the regiment to arrive and then strike. Once I can take this hex, I can try to check how is the situation here. But again, for this I need normally professional soldiers, like real divisions. This is triple defense. This is only double. These are the defeated mobile units. They are walking here on a road. You cannot see it, but so they will escape anyway. Number one victory strategically, I took Wellington, and Wellington is not too destroyed, a little, but you can see 1 out of 9 is destroyed, or 1 out of 6. That is acceptable. This is the same like Auckland. Auckland and Wellington had roughly the same destroyed level. So I can produce here 115 supplies, plus here maybe then 20 at the end if I double this or increase a little more. But I can produce here some more local supplies. This will help. It is not enough to really feed my army here, but it's always helpful to have some free local supplies. Here's a local, it's very small detection, but this will not help me. I still keep my submarines here, of course, to maybe intercept something, but nothing else. My carriers are back, coming back soon. Nothing else happened. That was, I think, enough. A lot of bombardments here at I think this is the next hotspot. This will be the main battle zone. East Australia. Because West Australia will fall if nothing really happens here now. If I take this base, it's over for Xargun. It's impossible nearly to walk here anything. So if I control this last 3 bases, I took West Australia. I took North Australia. So what is left is Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. I will fight for Brisbane, but then it's over, I think. I could maybe take Port Augusta, but the only real benefit is to take here would be this super big mine. This is maybe one of the biggest mine, 521 resources. So you produce here 10,000 resources per day. That is, I don't know if I can really ship this all back. The question is if I take this and how I want to ship it. There's no infrastructure. I cannot go source of this. I can only take this base, but I cannot take this. So I had only the super minor roads going to Rockhampton, or I must ship it to Port Augusta. And the problem is, if I take it, then next, there will be super easy bombardment. Of course, we have the house rule, no strategic or industry bombardment before 43, but once we are in 43, this mine is useless. I could take it simply only that the Allies don't have it. That would be maybe an option. Everything else is fine, and I would say it's good. Once I arrive in May, I can make a new tracker turn and show you how is the situation. But again, this thinking of a lot of cargo ships maybe have an impact in 42, but late in 43 is so easy to replace for the Allies. And supplies is also not the issue. There are millions of tons of supplies waiting in America to ship out. So I normally need to sink APs and tankers. This will hurt the Allies if we talk about civilian ships. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.